Hey guys, this is Nathan and welcome back to FTB Beyond from the CreedCraft server. So in between episodes I have been doing a lot of work placing dirt on this mountain over here, and I have finally gotten this entire face done. So this is really starting to look good. The grass is not completely spread down there, but this is starting to look really good. You can see some of the stone starting to show through at the top. And if this mountain was taller, we would see more stone. So that is kind of neat. Now what I did is at y equals 100, I changed from 3 dirt blocks to 2. And so that is what caused a lot of this to show up. Now, I haven't yet decided when we do the main mountain where the next transition will be, but there will be another Y height where we will change from 2 to 1 dirt blocks, and then we will slowly transition between dirt and coarse dirt, and then eventually the dirt will totally disappear altogether, and then we're going to have a snow-capped peak. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. Now, we still have this ugly shoreline to deal with, and that's something that I have not quite figured out what I'm going to do with it yet. Now, on this side over here, I kind of did the shoreline as I was going, but it still is not quite right, because we have things like sand. Whoa, that got dark. We have things like sand and gravel right underneath the edge here, and that is not right. So sometime I'm going to have to go in here and remove all of that sand. We also have a little bit of clay there. But yeah, might have to make the rod of the shifting crust to do that, so that we can do it easily without having to sit there and mine blocks underwater. But you can see this is starting to look really good. Now, I did kind of change the river a little bit. I added another block of dirt to the inside of the riverbed. I did not remove the waterfall, and it looks like it's about time for us to sleep the night away. But I did a little bit of stuff here with making the inside of the river look nice, made this nice transition down into the river. So I think that'll look pretty cool when it's all said and done. And we still have a lot to do on this side. But yeah, I need a break. I need a break from placing blocks. This has been, I think I've been working on this for about 5 or 6 hours. And I was doing that while I was editing the time-lapse for the last episode. So it's not like it was wasted time. I can't record while videos are rendering. So yeah, this was a good project to work on while I was waiting. But also, we have our Void Resource Miner up here, and this thing has brought in tons and tons of resources for us. So, yeah, we have completely filled this chest with blocks, and it's starting to flow into these two. This one here has not yet received anything, but we have almost 3 stacks of skystone now. So, that is really nice. We don't have to worry about skystone anymore. And also, yep, we got a few diamonds out of the coal ore. I went ahead and ran all of the coal ore through the sag mill here. And so we have tons of this stuff now. And let's see here, where is... I think it's this one that it's going to go into. Guess we'll find out. So if you throw all that stuff on the ground, there we go. So yep, it filled this one. Stone, where's the other ore? There's the other one. So both of those have a whole bunch of stuff in them. This one's all the coal, that one's all of that stuff. So I have an importer on this chest, and so we can just shift click this stuff into there and it will automatically be sucked into our refined storage system. And this guy is still pretty well full. Now, I have been taking the coal from time to time and crafting it into blocks, which definitely helps, but yeah, we've got to get our applied energistic stuff going so that we can get a lot more storage. So we need to grab some skystone and get going on applied energistics. So let's see what we need to get going here. Applied energistics. So I know that we need an inscriber, but we're also going to need a charger, and I think both of these require power from a controller. The charger, I think we can put a crank on and manually charge things, but yeah, that's kind of a pain. But the inscriber, we are going to need some Fluix crystals, and these we need to drop a charged Certus quartz, nether quartz, and redstone in a puddle. And so that is going to be something we're going to have to do. So I suppose, let's go ahead and just get going on this. So we need, I guess we are going to need to break up some charged Certus. So we don't have a lot of this, but we do have some. So let's go ahead and lay this out, and we'll see how much we can get out of this. And I need to clean up my inventory a little. Let's go ahead and turn off the player chest. Found the easiest thing to do here is just to do that. And the reason that I have this all green for extract is it's supposed to pull these mana tablets out wherever they are in my inventory. But for some reason it doesn't seem to work all the time. I have no idea what is going on with that, but for some reason it doesn't always work. So I'm going to drop off a couple of things in here. It looks like just that one. And then we need to drop off a few things in here. Got a lot of backpacks now. So we will also need to pull out our Botania pack and put a couple of these mana tablets in there. There we go. That is starting to look a lot better. So yeah, let's go ahead and grab our fortune hammer. Now I made this some time ago. I don't remember when it was, but yeah, it's definitely beneficial to have that. So out of those 9, we got 26. That should keep us going for a little bit. Now, to simplify things, we are going to make the charger right away, so we're going to need to make a few of these, whatever, Fluix crystals. So, like I said, to do this, you need to drop the stuff into a puddle. Now, that's this. This is a puddle. Just a source block of water. So if we take this, and we need 16, so we'll go that, and that. Give it a second, and there they go. So that should have made 32 of those, and we get unnatural. So there we go. Now another thing is that we can grind these up, make Fluix powder or dust. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but we can grind this up and get Fluix dust, and then you combine this stuff with sand to get Fluix seeds, and this makes 2 seeds from 1 crystal, and then that you drop back in a puddle, and it is a very long time, and that will turn into the pure crystals, these guys right here. So yeah, you drop that in a puddle, and I don't know why it says Fluix dust and sand. Oh, made from Fluix dust and sand into a puddle of water. And we can make the crystal growth accelerators to make that go faster, and those are right here. But these require Fluix blocks, so we need a lot of Fluix crystals to make that work. So I think what I'm going to do right now is make up that charger. So we have our Fluix crystals, we have iron. Let's go ahead and make one of those so we get Fluix production. We are also going to need to make this guy, which we need to make some sticky pistons. And we'll need several inscribers, but right now I think we'll just make one. Now the issue that I think we're going to have is, oh, okay, good. We can craft our presses. Now these take aluminum, blocks of iron, and nether quartz for the calculation press. We need the engineering press, which is going to take diamonds. The logic press is gold, and the silicon press is silicon. So we will have to make those as well. And I suppose we'll just make one of these real quick. We need a block of iron. I really need to get this stuff set up in... where's my iron? Oh. I really need to get these ingots set up in... what are those? Storage drawers. They have the compacting drawer, which will give you blocks, ingots, and nuggets all in one spot. So that's something that I definitely will be doing here real soon. But so this is going to make our calculation press. Then we need the engineering press. We need the silicon press. And finally, the logic press. So there's our 4 presses. Now there's also a nameplate press, or there used to be. Oh, there it is. The inscriber name press, and that is not craftable. Okay. So then finally we need to make ourselves the controller, and this is going to require an engineering processor. So apparently our inscriber does not require ME power, it just requires power. So let's go ahead and set this down here, and we will throw in the silicon press first. And then we need some silicon. And these go in one at a time, which really sucks. We have no power. Let me guess, this is one of those that requires me to put a power cable on it. Where is my redstone? There it is. Okay, so the redstone bag has some energy conduits in it. Let's go ahead and... Ooh. You don't connect to the top. Stop it. Okay, so now it worked. So yeah, we do have to have a power cable connected to this thing, but basically this is just a babysitting job. You sit here and run basic items through the press. We'll be running the silicon through, diamonds with the engineering press, gold with the calculation press, or with the logic press, and Certus quartz, I believe, for the calculation press. Oh, are you kidding? They have to be pure Certus. Okay, well, I think what I'll do then is we're going to make this guy. There is no way that I am going to sit here and fart around with waiting on crystals to grow. So I suppose what I'll do next is fortune up every bit of these Certus quartz ores and get that all taken care of, and then I'll be back and we can take a look at the crystal growth accelerator. So this is interesting. The builder's wand does not work with charged Certus quartz ore. Well, that is kind of odd, but okay, whatever. But yeah, I've stocked up my tower of Certus quartz ore here, and yeah, I did not realize I had this much Certus quartz. That is a lot of Certus quartz. Now also I have set up just a simple automation for the inscriber. I put a hopper going into the side for the silicon, and then I have put an item conduit pulling out on the other side with a filter for printed silicon. Now you can do this with other items as well. This center is the input for basic materials, and that comes in from the side. If you need something to go into the top slot, you need to put it in from the top. And if you have a skeleton shooting at you, if you need something to come in from the bottom, then you actually have to put it in from the bottom. And item conduits are probably the best way to do that. But so we are going to have tons of the printed silicon here shortly. I will do the same thing with the gold and diamonds so that we have a bunch of those ready to go. And yeah, I have a lot of materials to fortune here, so I'm going to take care of that and I will be back. Well, unfortunately, there's no way around it. We are going to have to wait for one cycle of seeds to grow. So, in order to get these crystal growth accelerators to work, we have to have power from an ME controller. And the ME controller requires pure Fluix crystals. So, I went ahead and pulverized 2 stacks of charged or Fluix crystals, made the seeds, and I'm going to go ahead and toss these in here. And yeah, I don't know if I'm going to... Oh, and that is going to be a big problem. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab the water. And we're going to go over here somewhere, out away from where I usually am. Let's go ahead and put that there. And let's try this again. And now we'll just get away from there. There we go. So those guys will slowly grow. You could see it said these items will not despawn, but it takes something like 8 or 12 real life days or hours for those to grow up. So yeah, I don't know that I really want to wait for them. That kind of sucks. But I suppose I'll find something else to do in the meantime, and I'll be back in a little bit. So one thing that we can work on while we are waiting for those to grow is getting some diamonds. So we can actually make diamonds via industrial craft with pulverized coal, flint, and obsidian. Now in the case of this pack, there's also other recipes that we can use to make this, but the basic idea is you first make a coal ball, which is flint and the coal dust or coal sand or pulverized coal or something. And then you take these and run them through a compressor, and it will take the coal ball and make it into a compressed coal ball. Now the compressed coal ball, you will surround those around a block of iron, some regular Minecraft bricks or obsidian. And for us, the obsidian is going to be the easiest thing. And that makes a coal chunk. And then these coal chunks you run back through the compressor again to make diamonds. So that really doesn't take too much. We need to make the compressor, which really is not too hard. We need a basic machine casing, which is some iron plates, and we can make those pretty easy. Why would you want to turn an advanced machine block into a basic machine casing? That doesn't make a lot of sense. This electronic circuit is not too hard to make, but we need to get some rubber for that. So that is one thing that we would need to do. And then finally, in order to power these machines, we need some type of an industrial craft generator. And I think just this regular generator would be good enough, which takes an RE battery, an iron furnace, and some iron plates. And the iron furnace is just a furnace with some iron plates around it. So we'll take a little bit of that stuff. Now I think we have a forge hammer in here. Should, maybe not. Well, the iron plates, we should be able to block. We're supposed to have a forge hammer. Is that not in here? Well, I think we can make the iron plates in another way too. We definitely have the forge hammer. So the use is on the forge hammer. Okay. That's kind of a weird one. Yeah. We can use the forge. Oh, okay. It makes the thermal foundation plates. Do those work on that? I wasn't paying close enough attention to see if they work. Well, let's just scroll through here. It looks like they will work. The ore washing plant. Yeah, so those will work. We will need to make a forge hammer, smash some iron into plates, make a few things. We'll have to grab some rubber from some industrial craft rubber trees, and actually we have some rubber tree saplings here. And then we will need to make a tree tap, this guy right here, just some planks, and that will get us the rubber. And so I'm gonna get a little bit of this stuff set up, and hopefully we will have everything we need here in just a little bit. Well, I actually did pretty good here with those 8 saplings. So I planted the 8 of them, broke all the leaves off, and then looked for the spots on the trees that give rubber. And like this tree here had 3. Now, I think this tree had 3 and I accidentally broke one. But yeah, we got a lot of rubber spots here, and so we can get a lot of sticky resin. And all we have to do with that stuff is run it through the furnace over here, and then it's pretty much done. So the next thing that we need to do is start getting our crafting done. And by the way, to get that sticky resin, we make a tree tap. This is just planks of some kind, and then you just right click on the spot. And these tree taps have very low durability, so expect them to break quite frequently. And they make kind of a weird sound when you pull the rubber off of the tree. Okay, I must have already gotten that one. But so, just grab the rest of these here. There we go. And, nope, wrong thing, wrong thing. So I'll just drop that in there. I think I'm set for alloys only. Let's go to all smelting so that that will smelt the rubber after it's done. So now we need to make that forge hammer, and I know the recipe is there somewhere. I just can't see it, and I know how to make it, so that's no big deal. So there's the forge hammer, and we will go ahead and make a few more things here. Actually, you know, because of the fact that industrial craft has so many repetitive crafting things, I think we are going to instead make patterns for this stuff. So I was trying to make some patterns for the iron backpacks, and oddly enough, they do not work. You can make the leather backpack, but the iron backpack, it says this doesn't exist. So I'm not sure what the problem is there, but yeah, it is a problem. So I'm going to go ahead and clear that one, and I might as well just clear this one too. So, wrong one. Let's go ahead and get some patterns set up. Okay, so we need the forge hammer. That one is one that we're going to need quite often. So we'll get this set up. There's one. Okay, so then we need this guy. So, how about we just go like this? We have a forge hammer in there. Oh, we have 2 of them. Apparently I must have made one already. And we're going to set that to our dictionary. Okay, so that will make that. So then we need this. Okay, there's the thermal foundation ones. So we'll go ahead and make that one. Now we need this guy with the thermal foundation plates. And like I said, this is a lot of repetitive crafting, and that's why I'm doing this in here. So then, I guess we could have done a basic machine casing too. Doesn't save us a step, really. So then we need this. So we'll go ahead and set this one up. And I suppose what I'll do is I'll set up all of these patterns off camera, because this is going to take a long time. I'm going to have to put in a whole bunch more of these crafters to do it. And so then I will be back in a little bit when we're ready to go again. So hopefully the server doesn't crash again. We had a couple of crashes here just a bit ago. So that's not good, but we're going to look up industrial craft in industrial craft. And we have a whole bunch of recipes in here, as you can see. So first we want to make our generator. We're going to go ahead and start this. You can see all the stuff that it has to craft, and we are missing 10 item casings. Whoops, I missed one. Okay, so let's get our 10 item casing. That's steel, there's 10. So we want this one. I could have sworn that I made that one. Maybe I made it when we had one of the crashes. But, yeah. Let's see here. That should be in this one. Okay, so let's try that again. So we're going to make the generator. Let's see that we have everything this time, and yes we do. So let's go ahead and start that. And we should see quite rapidly. Iron furnace. And there we go, generator. So then we are also going to make this compressor. And once again, we'll double check that we have everything. Yes, we do. So let's go ahead and run that. And now it should use a whole bunch of the existing tools. And there we go, compressor. So now if we drop this guy here and the compressor next to it, I'm not sure if this will power directly. We're going to give this a shot. So we'll drop some coal in here. And yes, that is powering the compressor directly. So now we are going to make up some of the coal chunks. Or coal balls, I guess. So let's go ahead and make 64 of these. So that's going to take 512 of our pulverized coal, which is good. We want to use some of that stuff up. So I'm going to take what we have so far, which is more than enough for 1 diamond. We're going to run this through the compressor, and actually we are going to reduce that to what it takes for 1 diamond. And it looks like that's actually done now. But so this is going to take just a little bit. And so there we go, 8 compressed coal balls. Now we're going to go ahead and drop these in here, and now if we look at industrial craft again, now we can craft the coal chunk. We have everything available there, and that should go really fast. We'll grab our coal chunk and put that into the compressor. And once again, it's going to take just a little bit, and we should get a diamond out of it this time. And that is really cool. That's going to allow us to use some of our excess resources to make diamonds. So there we go. Now also there is something called an industrial diamond in here. And I'm not sure how those are made. So that's a regular diamond. Here's the industrial diamond. There's actually no recipe for that. So I have no idea how these get made. But if you guys know, let me know. Maybe there's something that I'm not realizing here, but I have no clue. But so anyway, we have a little bit of industrial stuff done. We are still waiting on our Fluix crystal seeds to make the pure Fluix and get into applied energistics. So that kind of sucks. In the meantime, I guess I'm going to continue making as much of this stuff for applied energistics as I can and try to have a bunch of it ready for the next episode, because we are out of time for today. So I'm going to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to give a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any thoughts about what I've been working on, be sure to leave that down in the comments. Don't forget about Patreon. Link is in the description, and I will see you next time. Bye. Well, that's kind of neat. You can roll your mouse wheel to make these things move faster or go backwards. Yeah, that is pretty cool. I'll have to try to remember that.